Yo, this is Dark, and here's a boss guide for all the bosses in Act 3. Rootdredge is going to be summoning zombies throughout the fight, as well as some green balls that will be chasing you around, and they'll explode once they get to you, so you can roll out that stuff. The zombies will also be exploding when he does a big AoE green slam. He'll either explode the dead bodies that he does the slam on. Any zombies that got hit by the dead zombie explosions will also turn green and blow. And he has a quicksand effect that he'll put on the ground, but besides that, that's it for this guy. The mighty Silverfist. This guy's pretty simple. He just hits like a truck. He does a bunch of frontal slams. He does one where he just swings his pillar and then he'll slam it on the ground right after. Then he has one where he spins around in a couple circles, then he slams it right after in a line. And then he has a really hard hitting roll attack where he barrel rolls at you. My suggestion is if you're struggling with it is just to kite him around the pillars if you can and avoid the roll, especially in all the salamis. Xyclucian the Chimera. This guy's going to be hitting you with all kinds of elements, basically every element in the game. He'll be doing a frost breath, he'll be doing a firebolt, some fire cones on you. But his main thing is when he goes up on the pillars, you want to destroy the pillars, knocking them down, giving him time to get some hits in. Starting off with his frost attacks, he'll do a frost breath that will put chill on the ground, so make sure you're not standing in that. And when he flies up in the air, he'll shoot a frost wall line at you as well. Like I said, he'll be shooting fireballs as well as lightning balls that will be going in a frontal direction. You just want to make sure you're out of the way of those balls. And then when he's on the pillars, he'll shoot volleys of poison all around the arena, so make sure you're dodging that. And I didn't get footage of it, but he also has an attack where he flies up in the air and he'll shoot down a beam of fire where he chases you, so run away. Full on sprint away from that. Dodges random melee and slam attacks, and you should be good to go. Ignagduk, the Bog Witch. Alright, this lady's crazy. She'll be flying around on a broomstick for the first phase of the fight. And she'll be summoning up bone walls and bone spikes all over the place that will be exploding as she passes through them and using her other mechanics to explode them. So make sure you're dodging all that stuff. She'll be spawning red circles on the ground, all the bright red circles. You want to make sure you're out of that, otherwise you'll get bursted down. And she'll also be shooting waves of bone spikes at you as well. So watch out for all that. Alright, when she gets to phase 2, she'll lose the bones and the broomstick, and she's going to do a fire nova to indicate phase 2 is start and start to use a bunch of fire spells. She'll have one where she traps you in like some bone walls, and she's going to ignite that whole area on fire. You want to get out of that. You can either stand behind her when you're out of it, or just get to the side to not take any damage from it. And now she'll be doing a bunch of flame walls and fireballs at you, and then she'll have a frontal line attack that she'll kind of chase you with, so just dodge all of that good stuff. And the last phase 2 thing, she'll be comboing her little red circle attack, where she's going to spam like 3 casts of it in a row. Blackjaw the Remnant. So this guy's got a bunch of your typical melees and slams in front of him, so make sure you're dodging those and getting behind him. And then he also has a frontal flamethrower attack, so again, just get behind the man and start blasting. He's got this double slam attack. If you get caught, it does a crap ton of damage, and then he'll be powering up his axe doing fire attacks, and if you get too far away from him, he'll do a leap slam with a AoE on the landing point. So make sure you're dodge rolling out of that stuff. And then for his main ultimate ability, he'll put a little fire circle around him, and then he's going to shoot like 5 fireballs at you that will truck you if you're not sprinting or dodging those. And just like that, just rinse and repeat and kill his motherfucker dope. Zicoatl, the Warden of the Core. So this guy does a bunch of lightning projectiles at you. He'll shoot one that's kind of like a wall you want to get out of the way of, and then he'll do straight line beams from the snake heads. Sometimes it's only a few, and then sometimes it's like all the snake heads that will shoot at you. And he's got this big triangle slam that you don't want to be on the base of the triangle. You want to be at the point of the triangle that he creates, so you're not getting hit by the waves that shoot out of that triangle. And one of his beam attacks he's going to shoot out, and it's going to shoot a bunch of little beams that will be all over the arena. They're going to persist for a little while, and they're going to explode after some time, so make sure you're not standing on those. I believe there's 2 waves of them every cast he does. Again, watch out for that big triangle slam, and that's basically it for this guy. Rinse and repeat, kill him. Mektul the Forgemaster. So this guy has a pretty big gimmick and a soft enrage where the lava is going to start chasing you slowly, and it's going to fill up the whole arena eventually and will kill you if you do not kill him. So he's got a frontal slam where he cocks his hammer back and he's going to slam the ground, summoning a bunch of spikes. These spikes will explode if they're touched by lava or any of his other mechanics. So when he's doing his other mechanics, make sure you're not going into the spikes when they're glowing, about to explode. Otherwise, you're going to blow yourself up. His next mechanic, he'll walk into the lava for melee. This kind of blows because you can't really touch the guy. So hopefully you got some range abilities. But while he's walking the lava, he's going to be shooting waves of lava at you slowly. You want to just walk in between these, roll in between them, and dodge, dip, and duck, and shoot him in the face. Or just tank all the waves like I did if your defenses are good enough. He's got a jump slam attack where he's going to jump at you a couple times, so make sure you're rolling out with that. And then he's got a explosion ability where he like slams the ground or reaches into the floor and puts like a rune on the ground. It's going to explode. Just don't stand in that like I was doing. But yeah, that's it for this guy, and you'll know if you need more DPS because he will check your ass. The Queen of Filth, the stinky one. Alright, so this lady has like a barrel roll slam attack. You always want to get out of the way. It hits hella hard. Then she's going to be summoning like fungus. It's bright orange that will explode after a while, so don't be on it when it's about to blow. And then she's going to be playing curses consistently throughout the fight all over the arena that are just going to stand there. If you're on top of them, you're going to be cursed with whichever curse she has on there. And then she's got this ability where she's going to like point at you and point up in the air, and it's going to cast down like a boulder of sorts, and you want to get out of that and not get slapped in the back of the head like I did. And that's it for her. She's surprisingly fast and quick on her feet. You just want to make sure you know where you're standing, not standing in fungus, not standing in curses. Ketzuli, the High Priest of the Sun. This guy's all about fire, so he has this ability where he's going to summon a bunch of little fireballs above his head that are going to float around for a little bit. That's going to give you the indication to start running because he's going to barrage you with all those little balls, and it does a crap ton of damage if you just sit there and take it. He's got this ability where he's going to like dash towards you and explode his body in AoE. He's going to do that a few times. Just make sure you're rolling out and dodging those. His other abilities are going to be a laser beam that he shoots out of his face in a straight line, depending on where you were. And then he's got an ability where he's going to create like a little mini like sun that he'll shoot out slowly in a direction. Just don't go in that direction. Don't walk in the sun. And then another beam ability he's going to shoot with his hands is going to be a fire beam this time that he'll spin around in a circle. He's got this kind of intermission phase where he's going to like shoot up into the sky, and a bunch of fireballs are going to slowly like shoot out into the arena. Just dodge all those bad boys. Last thing for him, on the sides of the arena, little meteors will constantly like slam down on the ground, so just don't be on the edge of the arena, and you just burn his ass before he burns you. Viper Napuatzi. This lady has some longer than typical melee combos that she'll be doing throughout the fight, and then she'll also have a poison like jab attack where she shoots poison bolts at you, and then she's going to shoot like a wave of poison across the arena, so make sure you're looking out for that stuff. And then at times she's going to start floating up in the air and shooting down like red meteorites with small circles, and then after that it's going to be big purple circles that you want to get to the safe zone and not get hit by those. Then she's got this poison slam where she's gonna like spin up into the air, and then she's gonna like cock back and slam down, do a pretty big AoE, so do not be under her. And then she'll infuse her legionnaires with poison. They're gonna be like jabbing you with poison spears. You want to just make sure you're dodging the ones who are glowing green, because those are the ones who are about to stab you. And throughout the fight, the legionnaires are going to actually close in and make the arena smaller, so everything's just going to be harder to deal with as the arena gets smaller and smaller. She's got this poison spear attack where she's going to glow red, indicating that she's about to do it. And she's going to jab at you with her spear, doing a huge frontal line. She also has a lightning spear attack where she's going to charge back with it, throw it at you. It's going to ricochet off the legionnaire shields, and it's going to shoot out into multiple bolts right back at you. So make sure you're watching out for the ricochet as well as the initial hit. Doryani, the last boss of the act. Nah, this guy's not too crazy, you know. He's got some grenades he's going to chuck out on the floor. He's going to do an AoE where he slams his gauntlets. It's going to be like lightning and fire. He's got some fire sprays he'll do at you. He also has this beam attack where he's going to shoot out some shards. He's going to shoot at those shards, and it's going to like spray the beam when he hits the shards. Just make sure you're not in front of those shards. And then he's going to also shoot, you know, fireballs. He's going to have this mechanism come up from the middle arena that's going to shoot laser beams out of it. So during all this mechanics, you want to dodge these laser beams. And then you'll have this charged up like fire slam attack where he lifts his fist up and he's going to slam the ground, and you got plenty of time to get out of it. He also has these fire orbs he's going to like kind of place in a spot, and they're just going to like chill there and explode eventually. Just don't stand on top of those. And then he has these mines he's going to summon. They're going to like plant themselves in the ground. You can get close to these to activate them. Once you activate them, they're going to like shoot lightning all over the place. But when you activate them, they'll also disappear eventually, so you get rid of them. He's got the Sith Lord lightning ability. He's going to shoot a lightning bolt at you and continuously chase you with it. Doesn't do too much damage. Just make sure you're not getting hit by the other AoE stuff at the same time. And then when you get the boss to 50% health, he's going to actually go into phase 2. He's going to summon this big mech that he's going to hop in. This mech's going to do a bunch of like fire beams from his firearm and like ice beams from the ice arm. Just when he's shooting those, try to get behind the boss so you don't have to deal with them at all. And he's got his same like AoE slam where he slams his fists together, and it's the lightning and like fire AoE, Nova. He also has a slam where he grabs his head with his arms, and he's going to do a slam right where his head is. Again, just be behind the boss so you don't have to worry about it. And he'll still do that fire charge AoE attack, so make sure you're running out of that. And he's got the mechanic where he's going to shoot laser beams out of his butt, and he's going to turn clockwise in a circle. So make sure you're rolling out of that, or if you're on his left side, then you just have to move slightly to the right. So you just completely avoid it. A little later on during the fight, he's going to detach a laser gun from his back that's going to fly around. It's going to aim at you, target you, and it's going to get brighter and redder and shoot at you. So make sure you're dodging that at the same time you're dodging everything else. And for his next ability, he's going to actually do a little nova around him. So get out of the little circle that's around him because he's going to explode. Once he explodes, he's going to transform a little bit, fly in the air, and he's going to chase you. And there's going to be a circle you're in. You want to get out of that circle before he slams down, or you're going to take heavy damage like I did right here. And this is how you actually dodge that slam attack right here. As the fight gets later, even more crazy stuff happens. You'll have this beam of fire that's going to just shoot down and disrupt your positioning in the fight. And the last thing he does when he's super low on life, he's going to spawn a cloud of like lightning around him, and you have a little circle that's right by the boss that you have to stay in. If you go out of it, you're going to take heavy damage and possibly die. So make sure you're in that circle with him, and from then on out, it's basically just you or him. Alright, if you got to this point, thanks for watching, like and subscribe if it helped you. If it didn't help you, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Whatever, dude. We'll see you next time. Peace.